straight on the road, and then I see this car coming. So I jump on the front of the bonnet of the car and I say, hey, stop. People then come and look for me and I say, them a rob way up at the house. When I come turn around, that we drive go up there.
When I see this guy come up with Mayumi in his arms like this, held her tight and held a knife at her throat.
Yeah. So after I beat them up and give them black eye and everything,
Yeah,
them blood up and everything,
Yeah.
man a pass.
Man a bad man.
Peace.
Peace.
An older lady had been robbed, and actually she got stabbed 23 times. Siehst du, dann gleicht sich das schon wieder aus.
Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Mel and we are here back with another story time with mommy. So yeah, as usual, you know, I'm just going to sit back, relax, listen and learn as we all are learning, right? And yeah, mommy, please.
Okay. Disclaimer. The stories that I'm going to tell in this series are my experience, my truth, and my point of view over the past 38 years that I have been in Jamaica. And it's in no way intended to slander any person, the culture of Jamaica, or the island as a whole. Hi Mel's lovelies, back again with another story. Actually right now we are still in the marina and living on the hunches on the big ship, and by this time my, how would you call them, my cohabitants or whatever, the captain from the,
Your boat mates.
my boat mates from the, the captain from the former smuggle boat, they did move out. They had built a house and that was ready, so they moved out. So the entire hunters now was for us. I got the captain's quarters and my children had the whole bow for themselves with 2 cabins. So they were happy, I was happy. And at first, I mean, mostly our life there took on some routine, you know, like in every life. And then I finally was able to purchase the bus that the Hunches Marina used to have. And it was actually written Hunches Marina on the side, so I was happy. I said, wow, I get a car with advertisement on it already for the place. And that car was always used to go to Kingston or wherever we wanted to go within Port Antonio. The thing was though, the steering wheel was on the left side, not on the right side, right? And now driving in Jamaica, that meant that the co-driver would sit right by the middle of the road. And now the sailors that we had in the marina or other people always ask if they could come to Kingston, because they might have, Kingston actually did have the only place where they could buy boat parts, for example. You know, and you know, when you're sailing and you're on the sea a long time and things are rotten, they needed new parts frequently. So most of my trips to Kingston I would have a passenger, at least one. Now I don't, well, all of you who come from Jamaica of course know the junction. For those who don't, the junction is a road going through the mountains from our side, north side of the island, over the mountains to the south side where Kingston is. As she was saying, the road is not that broad. And we have a lot of corners. I mean pure corners. Yep. So you can imagine now, most of the sailors we had were Americans, used to their big broad American roads, you know, and then if anything, at least sitting on the other side, you know, not towards the road.
The oncoming traffic.
Exactly. So when I drove them to Kingston on the wrong side of the car, and then wrong side of the road for them as well. My God, I had some of them, they were like almost dying. You know, it's like every time a car came towards it, like, oh my God, it's like, oh my God, these roads are so narrow. And
were there like a lot of trucks back then too?
Not as many as nowadays, but we had trucks. We had trucks.
You have to be afraid of those trucks.
Yes, very seriously. I mean, we have so many trucks nowadays. We still had them, of course, because the delivery system was working at the time. And actually, I had this notion that every time we drove to Kingston, there was one near accident situation on the road. I swear. Every single time. Not an accident though. I mean, very close. I remember one time when a car came from that side and how do you go? Bending my mirror, my outside mirror, that close he was. It's like I was driving, suddenly head clock, and the mirror came in. Luckily it didn't break, but that was like, whoo, this guy was really close. Yeah. You know? Or other situations where I had to brake suddenly because some person in front of me did some foolishness, or you know, it's like every time we had one situation. But for me it was like, once that situation was passed, I said, okay, that's it for today.
You didn't have to.
We're safe now. You know? So I kind of liked it when the situation came kind of early, you know, in the drive, because it made me feel better. But most of the guys that I took with me on those trips, they were, when we came back home, they were like, oh my God, finally, we are back home. I survived, you know. And I got a lot of compliments though, because I know I'm a good driver, so I got a lot of compliments for driving. And I tell you, if you drive in those roads and you come home safe, you are a pretty good driver. So that was one situation we had throughout that time. As I had mentioned, we met a lot of people. I mean, we guests coming in from out the road, tourists coming in from out the road, sailors every minute, some new sailors came in. And one day this Rasta, white American Rasta came in with really long dreadlocks and sturdy build, with his wife and his child and another guy. And they ordered, and we get to talk like I get to talk with so many people. And so he said, oh yeah, we are from California and we are Grateful Dead fans, and actually we have a house up there in the hills, and I would like to rent it out to Grateful Dead fans. Like a guest house, but mostly not for normal people, but just for Grateful Dead fans.
If you're not a fan,
and I wasn't really a fan, you know. I mean, it's like, okay, you can do that, you know. So they were around for a little while. They did live in California, and the house was there, and they had a caretaker, as far as I understood. So one day he came and said, Sabina, I have a proposition to make. Because he knew I was living on the boat, and he said, okay, I'm looking for somebody who is staying in my house, just taking care of an electricity bill. That was basically the only bill we had up there, because there was a water tank. So just electricity bill. You would live up there rent free, take care of the house, and if my Grateful Dead fans would come, you just would take care of them. Like a house mother or something like that. So I was like, I don't know. And he said, well, come look at the house. So we went up there, we drove up there. I mean, the road was really lousy, but boy, once you reached up there, one nice house on top of one hill. Around it, all the land around it belonged to the house, and a view to die for. I mean, you were standing on that veranda or any place in the house looking out, you could see very far, had the sea, had Port Antonio in front of you. I mean, it was like amazing. The house itself had a upstairs bedroom with a bathroom, and downstairs were 3 bedrooms. On the 2 sides of the house, 2 bathrooms, and then a kitchen, very nice kitchen, and then to the left 1 living room. And the water supply was from a big tank. So if we didn't have a drought, we should have had water constantly. And we looked at the house. It was furnished, everything. I mean, we didn't need anything. And then I looked at my children, and they said, "Oh, this is nice." So I said, "All right, let's agree on this. We will move in for the time being," because he was trying to either sell the house or I don't even know. And seeing that the Hunches was kind of crowded still with all of us, although the other people did move out, for us it was kind of a good opportunity. So we started to move up our stuff. But at the same time, I told him, look, I need a few weeks because I'm going to Germany with my family. And when we come back, now we can start whatever business you have in mind with your people, with your guests. So we went over to Germany. At the same time, I left somebody on the Hunches to watch out over that ship because I didn't want to leave it alone. And we reached Germany, we spent a few days when I got a call from Jamaica. The Hunches sank. So I was like, what do you mean sank? Yeah, the Hunches did sink. It's gone. It's gone completely. And I said, how can that be gone? I mean, what happened? And then said, well, it looked like it spring a hole and started leaking, and it sank. And what happened? It didn't sink straight, but it lay down to the side. And there was enough space for it to do that. So everything was underwater. So I was like, well, we did not get all of our things, but at least some of them come out. But my children's Legos were on the ship, and when they heard that the ship sank, they were like, oh, our Legos! Oh my god, up to this day they talk about it, you know, and they are over 40, both of them. You know? Our Legos were in there. So they were really traumatized with that, and some of our family memories were still there too, because I didn't get yet to take everything off, and I just took some clothes and some other stuff. So some photographs were gone, and that made me very sad, because of course you could never replace them. And well, nonetheless, it was like, well, it's gone, it's gone. Can't do anything better, right? So we spent our time in Germany and flew back. And when I went in the marina, and basically you couldn't see anything of it anymore. It was like really on the side, and it was this. The top part was this far underwater. So the Hunches was gone. Well, at least we had the other house now, you know. I mean, that was a lucky in bad luck, you know, because at least we did have a place to stay already. So we started to settle up in that house, and I mean, it was so nice for my children, because every weekend they brought up their friends. We have photos of it, we will show them, right? Every weekend I had this group of picnic up there, romping around from morning to night, having a blast, you know. And then in the week we were normally going up and down, work, school, whatever. And then the first Easter came. So in Germany, Easter, we have this tradition of boiling eggs and painting them and hiding them.
It's an Easter egg hunt.
Easter egg hunt, yeah. And at that time in Jamaica, nobody knew about that. So when I decided I want to bring in Easter egg hunt now. So what I did, I called all the children in the marina. They got one big table with water paint and markers and whatever, and we boiled about, I don't know, 60 or 90 eggs. And they were sitting there and doing their designs on the eggs, and then I would gather them back and say, all right, Sunday is Easter, so everybody come up to the house and you will see what we are going to do with those eggs. Sunday came, and of course there wouldn't be only eggs. We bought a few sweeties and other stuff, you know, like what children like.
Yeah, candy,
this, that, exactly. So at that time, oh, I forgot to mention, Drew did move in the house with us as well.
So who was the person who took care of the hunters?
Oh, you don't know him, Jaggy?
I do
Remember
know him,
Jaggy?
yeah.
But he was there and taking, what he didn't take care, he was just sleeping there. And actually he was on the ship when it sank.
So when you went to Germany with the kids, where was Drew?
We didn't live together at that time. He had his place in Parkland and was living there.
Okay.
So he was staying there. So, well, we decided now that Drew would hide everything. The eggs, the candies, whatever, right? That's how we do it. And then we were joking around, you know, and say, see the Rasta rabbit there? So it was like funny. Everybody was laughing, but he went out. There was a huge yard around the house with trees and all kind of stuff. There was a garage, there was a shed, there was another house there, a small cottage. So he had a lot of spaces and places to hide. So when all these children came up now, we would tell them, okay, as of ready, steady, go, you can go and look for eggs, whatever else you find. And they were like, what? They didn't know it. My children knew it, but the others didn't really know that. So I said, okay, just do what I said. And my children explained to them as well that, yeah, you have to go and find the stuff, you know. So when I said ready, steady, go, everybody was running off, and they had such a nice time. They were shouting and laughing and, oh, I found this, and all over the place. And we helped the smaller ones because we had some children there that was just like 3 years old or 4 years old, and of course they can't really find stuff. So we did help them out with finding stuff. But what we did normally, what we do in Germany, what you find you can keep. But in this case, being in Jamaica and trying to be fair, I gathered everything together again and shared it out afterwards fairly. But there were some children, trust me, they find a boiled egg, they would open it and eat it right away. Some of them, I think at that day, they ate 3, 4, 5 eggs. They must have been constipated the next day. And they kept their candies on the side, and everybody was so happy that day to go home. So that was part of our life there. In the back there was this guy Scotty. Scotty was supposed to take care of the yard, keep the grass low and stuff. So we didn't pay him or anything. We had nothing to do with him apart from him being there. He was a very nice person, very nice. And he was living in the cottage, and on his door was the sign, "Beam me up, Scotty." So we would tease him with that all the time. Okay, so our life up in Bliss was very peaceful and tranquil, and actually what happened, after a while Drew decided to do some farming up there. So he stayed up in the house from morning to night, and I was going down in the marina, and when I came back up, I would see this very tired, very, how to say it, he was burning bush and trees and everything. He cut out bush and to get some land, free land, And then so he would, when he burned it, it would make him even blacker because he was black from head to toe when he came back. And every evening I had to search his body for ticks because there were ticks down there. Trust me, I would always find quite a few. I mean, still tiny because they didn't hitch on yet. But boy, this man did work hard down there. Very, very hard. I have to give him that. I mean, in the morning him smoke him first spliff and go down, and then for hours he worked. So he finally got the land cleared up and started to plant. He had like sweet pepper, he had tomatoes, he had other stuff. It was growing very nice. He was very proud and happy because he was going to sell some of it. And then one morning I woke up because I heard somebody really shout very loud, and really angry and start curse out and go on bad. And I was like, holy moly, what's going on? So I rushed down, I rushed out of the house and see him standing down there where he did plant all the stuff, cursing out like hell. And I said, what's going on? And he said, look, look, look. The damn cows come in and yam up everything. So actually what happened, the neighbor's cows did break in our yard and they ate everything. I mean, there was nothing left. So all that labor, planting, growing was for absolutely nothing. And at that time you couldn't even hold anybody responsible for it, you know, because that neighbor, we told him, of course, we went to him and said, look what your cows did. I said, so what do you want me to do, you know? Yeah, exactly, what were we going to do? We couldn't do anything. So after that Drew got completely discouraged and he never planned nothing again.
Oh boy.
Well, and then one Sunday morning, I remember vividly, Drew actually had gone down with the car already to the marina doing some stuff. I don't know what was it. And I was still in bed. And the children were barely awake too. It was pretty early in the morning still. When I heard I was sleeping upstairs, the children had their room downstairs, so I heard some commotion suddenly, right? And it was like, what the heck? And at that point in time, I was sleeping naked, you know, so I kind of got up and wrapped the sheet around me because the commotion was very unusual. So I just came out of the bed, was going downstairs when I see this guy come up with Mayumi in his arms like this, held her tight and held a knife at her throat. And I was like, what? You know, and another guy came right after him too. Oh, give me the money, give me your money. You know, and show me what you have. Well, I said, look, for some reason, I wasn't even afraid. I was angry. I was, hey, you hold my child. You dare to hold my child with a knife at her throat? I mean, if I had had a gun, I would have shot him right away. Trust me. I was so mad. And being mad like that, I looked at him and he realized I wasn't afraid. I looked at him and said, look here, me no have no money. What take me for, idiot? Me go come from my shop with my money and he keep it up here? No, sir. That go in the bank every night. Me no have no money up here. Forget it. You know? And then I had my purse there and then there was a little money in there. Of course I had money up there, you know. So I had my purse and I show him the purse, take out everything in the purse, fling it to his feet and say, see that? That's all I have. So he looked at me and was like, whoa, this woman is not afraid and she is really pissed. You know? And I said, and now give me my child. No. Right? And so him kind of shove her towards me. I take her and there was a bathroom right there and I go in the bathroom with her and close the door. And while I was with her and closed the door, the other guy looked at me because I was only wearing this little sheet. It's like, you want a piece from me? I said, get your fart out of here. You know, and close the door and me now move. I had my child, you know, I was happy. I didn't see my sons. So I was happy for that time. And then I heard them go back down because we had wooden steps, so I could hear what was going on once they were down. And then apparently they ran out right away. We had a walkie-talkie that would reach from up there to the marina, so we were in contact. They took that, so I couldn't, at that time we didn't have no cellular phones, remember, there was nothing. So I had no way of calling anywhere at that point in time. When they left out, I saw Nicky coming towards me. He had kind of, was he hiding or was he coming up with them too? I don't even quite remember. Mayumi was kind of cool. I mean, she wasn't even that shocked. I would have thought
How old was she?
She was like 8, 7. No, 6. About 6. She wasn't that big then. Between 5 and 6. And she was really relaxed. I mean, she took it very cool. Yeah, I was like, after this, I was like shaking, you know. And then I saw Nicky and I said, where's Yasha? And he said, I don't know. I haven't seen him from these guys come. And I said, what do you mean you don't know where he is? No, I don't know. So we started to search everywhere, and in my head I saw him kind of slaughtered with some knife cuts in the bushes, you know. So we were looking everywhere, and I got more and more panicky because we couldn't find him. When suddenly a car drove up right into our yard, which was extremely unusual because the idea that this guy had with bringing over Grateful Dead fans as guests up to that time had never transpired. We have never had one single guest through him. So suddenly this car come out and some people come out, oh, is this Bliss and is this right? And I was completely, of course, still in, where's my son, where's my son? So I kind of snapped at them, you know, and I said, no, but I was not very friendly, and they were taken aback because all they did is came up there, that very first guest that we would have had, came up there and wanted to get their room and stuff, and I was treating them like so. But then I explained to them and I said, please, please, please let me get that car and go down. I need to find my son. I need to go to the police. I need to do stuff. I need to do things here. And they were very, very understanding, and I got the, it was a taxi actually, so the taxi took me down. The children stayed up there, the guests stayed up there, and then basically they were very patient and nice, and they stayed a few days after, although we just got robbed.
So you left the children?
I left everybody up there for the time. I knew these guys were gone. They were gone. That's for sure. So all I had in my head now, I need to find my oldest son. He's gone. So when the first stop I made was down at the marina, of course, because Drew was there with the car and everything. So I stopped there, ran in, I said, we got robbed, and then everybody was, oh, what happened? And I told them the story, and I said, I don't find Yasha, I don't know where Yasha is. So we jumped back in the car, in our car now, and we're just driving out, and then I see this bicycle man come around the corner with Yasha on the bicycle, and I was like, oh, thank God. It was like, you know how it feels when you have this big stone and it drops? It was like, I felt so relieved, you wouldn't believe. I was like, yes. So what actually had happened is that Yasha saw them coming and was outside at the time, and he kind of hid. And when he saw that we were coming in the house, he was running down the hill to our neighbor and wanted them to help, and nobody wanted to help. So he decided, took it on himself to run down completely to go in the town. So halfway through, he finally found this bicycle guy, and he put him on the bicycle, and both of them were coming in the town. That's why it took him so long to reach there, because he was trying to find help from other people, and everybody was like, we are not getting involved, we are not getting involved, you know. So that was the reason why he took so long to finally reach down there. But boy, was I happy to see him. That was so good. And then we basically decided not to go to the police, because they wouldn't have done anything anyhow.
So did you see the faces of the people?
Yes,
that
I saw the faces. They were not even masked or anything. I saw them. So the problem is I'm very short-sighted, right? And I didn't wear my glasses, or now I'm wearing contact lenses. So when I don't have nothing in front of my eyes or in my eyes, I'm blind like bat, you know? So I had a hard time to actually face the faces, and that was one of the reasons to why I didn't really go to the police at the time, because I was like, how am I going to, what am I going to tell them?
Yeah, how are you going to
how am I going
them?
to identify whoever, you know? So seeing that all they got was a little bit of money and a walkie-talkie, and they didn't even take anything else. Those times when you didn't have laptop or computer or nothing that would have been interesting for them, and there was really nothing lying openly around neither. And the money that I actually did have, because I didn't use the bank so often, was well hidden in a cupboard. So basically all they got is a few little Jamaican dollar and this one walkie-talkie. What you do with one walkie-talkie? Nothing, because one alone can't work, you know. So it was useless for them basically. And we didn't, well, we had our bigger radio in the marina, because boats used to call in when they were still out on sea and say, oh, we are coming. So we had the other radio down there. But anyhow, we decided not to follow up on that. Little after, we heard well, I knew the one guy who was doing that, his nickname, should I tell nickname, because it's still acute? Better not. All right, he had a nickname that really fitted his reputation. And this guy, no,
Can you say what it rhymes with?
Picket fence. Picket.
Picket.
Anyhow,
So it rhymes with picket.
anyhow, I didn't. The week after, we get to understand, because you know, Port Antonio or every little town, they have their grapevine going flying, that an older lady had been robbed, and actually she got stabbed 23 times. She survived. I don't know what they stabbed her with, but she survived. But it turned out that it was the same person and his friends that came up to our house. So when I heard that, I said, damn, you were lucky. Because he never, I mean, none of them ever really, apart from what he did with Mayumi, but Mayumi didn't even have a cut or nothing on her throat, was just a threat, but they did not touch us. So when I heard about that lady getting stabbed 23 times, I was like, whoa, I was lucky then.
Maybe you were the first try that they had, and then...
No, and I think, honestly, he saw I wasn't afraid. Probably he realized that I would have fought them off. I would have fought them like lioness for my children too. You know? And basically for them it was too much. And these guys at that time, they were highly on crack. So all these robberies were practically drug induced. And they did some other stuff. They caught him eventually for some other stuff. But many years later, about at least 8-9 years later, I was in the marina and this guy walking with some tourists. So when I saw this guy, it was my man there, you know? So me look for him.
The one that held the knife?
Yeah. So I went straight to him and I said, you out. I do not want to see you anywhere near me ever again in life. And then he looked at me really with this almost childlike face, and said, "But Sabina, it was nothing personal." And I was like, okay, out. Even worse if it was nothing personal, you know?
Oh, that's crazy.
That was really crazy. The thing that happened though after this robbery, we didn't feel comfortable up in Bliss anymore. Because I mean, this place was very secluded, you know. I mean, basically we are alone. You had to go down the driveway a good way to find the next neighbor, and as you have seen, nobody would have helped anyhow. You know, nobody was willing to help, and from then on we kind of felt not at home anymore there, not like we were safe there anymore. We lived there for a while still, not, but we were looking for other alternatives. And then an alternative came up eventually, but that will be our next story.
So yeah, guys, I will try and see if I can. I'm going to speak to my siblings, my two brothers and my sister, and see if they can, you know, recall anything from that specific incident. And if they do, I'll, you know, ask them to tell me a little about it. So if we're lucky, guys, and they do remember stuff, I'll add that to the
well,
video.
Mayumi was pretty small, so she might barely remember.
Well, yeah, I'm just
but
going
the
to
boys
ask
definitely
everybody.
remember.
So I'm going to ask them and see, and add that to the video as well. So those clips will come in now if we have them.
Okay, my side of the story, or the truth, my truth, that is. Okay, the robbers came in, guns blazing, bullets flying all over the place. You know, me, I do my matrix. Yeah, fly over, you know, matrix style, bullets going through bullets. And I look for my brother up on the side to back me up. Him fly through door gone already. I have no idea where he went. So I was here all by myself. So me give them even the Scorpio, get over here! And I fight them. So you don't know. Big fight going up there. I lie me I tell still, but because
that's what you're going to tell your kids. Yeah.
Me the little and weak. This is the truth now. The whole truth, nothing but the truth. Disclaimer, this is the truth. Okay, I was around 10, 11, I guess. Mommy was upstairs sleeping. I was in the living room with Yosh and Mayumi watching TV. I went outside, probably don't know why, shadow boxing, who knows, karate. Then I actually saw one of the robbers hiding, like him jump behind the water tank. Me, 10-year-old, not take that serious. And then shortly after, one approached me. His name, he approached me, and then so he said, is Drew, right?
Yeah,
is Drew there? And I said, no, Drew is not there. It's only mommy upstairs sleeping and us kids downstairs. Yay, bright me said that, you know, dumb little white boy. But yeah, we alone there. Not smart. So then say, okay, well, him said to me then, okay, him left out. Oh, we never take it serious. Me and I go back inside and we watch the TV, probably cartoon or something. Then while sitting down in there, me see somebody come in through the front door. Yosha fly gone through the side because he realized though, so him fly gone, open the side door and run gone out. And me and Mayumi the left basically. So they came in running in. The one who they talked to me from the outside, him come up to me directly. I guess him hold Mayumi and then just basically brought us upstairs. Brought me and my Yumi upstairs to where my mom was sleeping at that time.
Mm-hmm.
The other two, because it was actually 3 of them, I guess.
Yeah,
the other
with
2,
4 fingers.
The other 2, I guess, they were downstairs, taking whatever they could take, and went upstairs. The other one brought us upstairs. So Sabina was like in a shock seeing him coming up there with us kids and stuff. So he basically was demanding money.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom said, no, she doesn't have any money up here. The only thing she has is traveler's checks. That's what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
So he was demanding the money, seeing we're like, where's the money, blah, blah, blah. Bad word. He will do this, he will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, well, she convinced them, say, well, no money not there here. All the money is either in the shop or traveler's check she have, where him can't do nothing with.
Mm-hmm.
So him eventually leave and go downstairs. And then Sabina, because I don't remember if Sabina they have fully dressed or whatever, but she ended up get up and start run down the step. And then I assume them here when she run down, maybe assuming she have a gun or something. Them just run out of the house same time and basically gone.
Mm-hmm.
So then me and my Yumi come downstairs too, and Sabina was here, and we have no clue where Yosha is.
Mm-hmm.
So basically me go outside now and me I shout, Yosha, where them? No clue at all.
So you
And I
go
came back.
outside and look for Yosha, call Yosha name?
We are search for Yosha. Yeah, we are search for Yosha, calling him, not getting any answers. So kind of fear for the worst, basically, because he's missing. No idea, not hear nothing. So as I said, some guests were coming up at that time in a car because they were going to stay up at the house as well. So we asked them if they maybe see Yosha or if they see any like guys who probably are along the way, and they say they see 3 guys on bikes. That's basically what them say. So Sabina must ask them if they could drive her down, because we didn't have the vehicle at that time, because Drew had the vehicle gone somewhere he was. So they brought her down, and well, I don't know, I was left there with the guests them up there, so no idea what was happening, but eventually Sabina come back with Yosha in the vehicle.
Okay.
So that is from my point of view, basically what I say.
Yeah.
Or what I remember.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much.
Yeah. So after I beat them up and give them black eye and everything,
Yeah,
them blood up and everything,
Yeah.
man a pass.
Hey, man, a bad man.
Peace.
Peace.
Later.
Later.
So
I can
guys,
see my reflection on my phone.
I have my brother Yasha here. So
Hi.
what is your recollection of the robbery in Bliss?
In bliss. Alright, how am I going to tell this story now? Start it like a story. Say, it was a regular day. I think it was a weekend because we didn't go to school that day. So we got up pretty early in the morning, started watching TV and thing, and then I think it was my sister, she ended up going outside, and I think my brother ended up going out there after her, and I went out there as well, and then we ended up seeing her talking to this guy out there, and we're like, okay, that's kind of weird. So we went over to the guy, asked him what he's doing there and stuff, and he said he was there asking if Drew was around and thing, and we're like, nah, he's not here, he's down in the marina. So the guy said, oh, okay, I'm just gonna leave. And we didn't think anything about it, so we just ended up going back in the house, in there again, watching TV a little bit. And then I look over at, because we had like a big sliding door at the front veranda. So I was there looking over to that sliding door, and I see like 3 to 4 guys in masks. I mean, one didn't have on a mask, but the other guys are like covered up. Their face was covered up. Screechy coming in from that side. So I like kind of went to Nikki and Mayumi and said, hey, you know, some people trying to come in. I opened up the side door and then I told them, all right, if they come in, I'm just going to tell you if we run, and then they will have a run. So the guy came in and he was like, hey, where's your mom? And I'm like, I was like extremely loud because I knew my mom was sleeping. So I was like, why are you asking me where my mom is? And he's like, shh, be quiet. And I'm like, why are you asking me where my mom is? And he said, be quiet or I kill you. I go, so Nikki, come here. I'm a run. I mean, I started running. I went out through the door. By the time I look back, I don't see nobody behind me. I'm like, these ambulance, they're not come behind me. What's going on here? But you know, I'm on the way out already. I can't turn back again. So I meet up barefoot now, run down the gully. Because now I'm going to try to get some help or something. I mean, you have to imagine we're way up into the bush. We're like one of the last houses on that road. So we're way up into the bush.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm running down that gully, and you know how they cut out roads, and then you have like on one side you have like the cliff where it go pretty high because then cuts out of the limestone.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like a 6 or 7 foot piece. I didn't even hesitate. Me just jump down that straight on the road, and then I see this car coming. So I jump on the front of the bonnet of the car and I say, hey, stop. People then come and look for me and I say, let me rob you up at the house. When I come turn around, let me drive go up there. The people are like, oh, we can't help you. I'm so sorry. We're just visitors here. We can't do anything. And I'm like, come on, underneath, you can't help me. So they're like, I couldn't even argue with them or anything because in my mind was try to get help. So I'm gonna do, I start run again, run to the neighbor, went down to the neighbor's house because that was the only neighbor we had close to us. But he wasn't there, so I knew all the shortcuts to get down to the main road.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was running, just think about it, that car left, right? And every shortcut me catch up back the car, all in front of the car. By the time me reached down to Norwich, which probably only took me, well, it felt like it only took me, I mean, it felt like it took me an hour, but I think it only took me like 5 minutes, and that's way up a bush, you know, normally it would have taken half an hour to reach down there.
Oh, you say Speedy Gonzales.
You know, I take all the shortcut then with my barefoot. I don't even feel the asphalt or nothing, it was like nothing. Reach down on Norwich, buck up on somebody when I know, and I tell him what I go on, same time. The man have a bicycle, so I said, hey, come, may I carry you down in a town? Because, you know, in those days, no telephone, no cell phones and stuff like that. You might have 1 or 2 people who have a landline.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how we used to communicate from up in Bliss was with a VHF. It was like a radio that you press. You used to call down at the marina.
Yeah.
But we didn't have any time to get that. So I was just running. So the guy told me all the way down to the marina. You know, I mean, sitting there like the whole time praying, like, please don't make nothing happen to them. Let me get somebody up there in time. And, you know, all the way down until we reached Port Antonio. As soon as we were supposed to turn into the marina, I would have my buck up on Drew and Sabina drive out back. I don't even know how Sabina reached down so fast, but she actually ended up reached down before me reached down.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's like, I don't know. It was like so crazy. So when I see her now, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Come on. You know, she's like, oh, calm down. Oh, I'm glad you're safe. I didn't know where you were.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, please, I try to get help too. And nobody know what they go help. You know, me as a little kid, I'm like 12-year-old, and I ask some big people, say, hey, Rob, we can't help. Everybody's like, oh, I don't know. I can't help you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so shoots. But trust me, all in all, to reach Port Antonio from all the way up there, so I would say max 15 minutes it took me. But I don't know. Sabina reached down fast. I guess whoever drive her down, they didn't care about the potholes or anything.
Well, should you say Should he say, I guess actually the drive come up there. So then you want stay up there. And I want taxi, then the take come up there.
Yeah.
And then mommy end up take that same taxi there, go down.
I guess them press pan the gas too, man, because me never know I could reach Port and when it's so fast. And trust me, that's bush up there. That's like, even from Port Antonio to drive up there would probably take like normally like 30 minutes or 45 minutes.
And the
you
road,
you don't want a car.
And the road no good go up then either.
Yeah, the road really bad, so you don't want to mash up your car, so you drive really slow. But why? I mean, that thing did frighten me.
So afterwards, then tell us say what did happen with Mayumi or something.
Well, yeah, I didn't know none of that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wanted to see that one guy. Okay, baby. Okay, baby. I only saw that one guy, and then I saw like the other 3 or something people. They were walking on the porch. So I'm gonna kind of tap on Nikki and say, hey, the people that are coming for robbery and something like that. I'm gonna open the side door so we could escape. I'm gonna say, when I'm telling them to run, we run. But I don't know if they got like scared stiff or something and couldn't move off like me. But me end up jot out there and say, boy, I have to go find help somehow. My head up pound the whole time. When you're like, I don't know, adrenaline and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And all I was thinking is like, please let them be okay. Please let them be okay. I need to find somebody.
And then mommy did they worry about you, say please you be okay, and dead off somewhere in a bush or something.
Well, I think even if they try run off of me, then go down and catch me again.
What you say?
Behind me.
What you say? Faster than you saying Bolt that day.
Yo, I never know I could have run so fast as me like a 12-year-old.
Okay.
It was crazy though, it was crazy. Yeah, funny thing is that a lot of years later we met that guy again though.
Yeah.
And he was acting like he's our best friend.
Yeah, mommy was saying that. Say, it wasn't anything personal, don't take it personal.
Yeah, so he's like acting like he's our best friend now. Every time you see we yell way up and this and that, want to buy with drink and
Yeah, he's
crazy.
still their own. Cause some.
But forgive. You need to forgive people sometimes for their discretions. That's just how it is.
Yeah, mommy was talking about must say shortly after then they go rob somewhere else and the woman did he get 23 stab.
Yeah, then chop up somebody in a Pastor Garden area about like maybe 2 weeks later or so.
Yeah, but she must have survived still.
Yeah, but we're not even sure if I did them see someone or not. Probably they were the only ones doing it at that time, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they even got anything from up at the house. I know they took away the VHF radio so that nobody could radio for help. And other than that, there wasn't much in the house to take away anyway.
Yeah, Mommy D said just a little bit of money what she have in her purse.
Yeah, so it was kind of a waste for them. And the reason why they probably all run was so quick when the other vehicle come up, maybe they think say me even they get somebody and come up there already,
Yeah, maybe.
Because the guy see me runway, so they just couldn't catch me, I guess.
Well, alrighty then. Thank you for your take on it.
No problem.
Say bye to the people.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
This will be the end of this video. So as usual, Mommy has a very adventurous life. Like it's a bunch of ups and downs, and it's a roller coaster.
I said more downs than ups, but
it's definitely but on a roller coaster, when you go down, that's the nice part, right? When you
well, on the roller coaster, but not in life.
Not in life.
I'd much rather go up in life.
Not in life. But if it was a roller coaster ride, then there were like a lot of very interesting.
Yeah, well, it's a normal life in the sense that we had a lot of ups and downs, but I think seeing my friends and other people at my age, their lives compared to mine, I think I had a little more adventure for sure. You know?
A little. I think a lot more. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching as usual. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. Let's share these lovely stories. You guys enjoy it, so I'm sure other people will enjoy it as well. So if you share, you help us, you help yourself. I mean, you do help yourself, because this is just
more fun for us to make more movies.
It's just
videos.
going to bring us further, and a lot of you are requesting books and movie and whatsoever, so we just have to continue growing to be able to do those kind of stuff. So you're helping yourself at the end of the day too. That's what I meant by that. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
See you in our next video. Bye. Love you.